What's up, YouTube? My name is Uncle Smokey, and this is Uncle Smokey Stock Trades. And before I start this video, I would like to say I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. So please take what I say with a grain of salt and do your own DD. Today we're going to talk about ticker symbol MMAT, Metamaterials Inc. We're going to break down the TA, we're going to look at the options chain, we're going to look at some news that happened in the market today, we're going to go through Ortex, of course a little bit of Fintel, we're going to look at the Metamaterials site because we do have something coming up here, and Twitter, and of course at the end of the video, my prediction. Let's go ahead and break into the chart. So today we opened up at $2.88 and we had a low of $2.88. That's right, guys. Big green day. Huge, humongous green day. We had a high of $3.43 right up here, and then basically just consolidated off of that point for the rest of the day. We had about 18.5 million in volume. Let's go ahead and double check that number. Yeah, 18.64 million in volume, which is absolutely fantastic. Doubling what we've been seeing lately, tripling on some of those days. Now, let's get into the ultimate chart here. This is beautiful price action. You can see that we did a quick amount of 3, like I called out in my video Friday. We actually went immediately to $3 and what's this, 5 cents, 305. Traded just below it. That's the first step. And then went again, step, 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 step. It stair-stepped all the way up. Now, this is quick motions. This is only 5 minutes in between each fast step. But the important thing here is if we draw up a Fibonacci retracement, is once it made its peak here, it only retraced to 25%. That is absolutely phenomenal. That is showing the strength in this movement up, showing the organic movement up. If this was shorts covering, it would have went up here and then slammed down because they would have immediately shorted the hell out of the stock. They would have fully retraced it. They didn't. This is organic movement. Now, I won't say that this isn't a little bit of shorting here. I'm sure it is. But you've also got to remember when the RSI gets overheated, it has to come down. It has to retrace a little bit. So that way it can give the stock a little bit more momentum and room to grow. Okay? And it did. In fact, the RSI respected the channel very well throughout this entire day, only being overextended for short periods of time, even as we were climbing up, just kind of hovering that 70 to 85 point, only seeing a high of 80, once, twice. That's it. And that's fantastic. And then trading sideways through the rest of the day. This is basic consolidation right here in the channel we want to be in. If you remember a few weeks back, guys, we covered the foundation. Well, this is the foundation. We're out of the basement. We're getting up to the main levels here, okay? This is back to where we want to be. And I'm not upset about it. That's for sure. All right, so here's the reason why I think we were pulled up so well today. Nvidia. The entire sector moved very green. Very green. Now, really the entire market I think was pretty well good. But ultimately, what I want to look at is that. Now, I know there was something going on with Nvidia. Of course, I'm at work all day, guys. I can't, unfortunately, see all the news. And that's why Sterling is so great, because he gets home, he covers all this stuff, and he really hammers out the DD on all the good news. And I'm sure he's going to cover this, but I just want to give you my input on it. So here's the Nvidia chart. Well, wow. Notice what it looks like. Now, this is their 5-minute chart. Here, let me bring up their 1-minute chart. We'll scoot this back over. We'll shrink it down so that way you guys can see it. Okay, there it is. Okay. Wow, that's way up there. All right, look at that. That looks a heck of a lot like our chart, doesn't it? It does. And it kind of shows you where our movement came from. Okay, we had a nice big abrupt movement and then kind of sideways the rest of the day with some small pops. All right, so let's go over to the Nvidia news. All you have to do for Nvidia news is if you're on Webull, you can pull up your widgets here, and you can add news into your stocks. Okay, and then once you do that, of course, assign it to your tab, and then look here. It tells you NVDA, and it gives you a list of a few of the things that happened today. Now I've already pulled this up on the internet, so we're just going to go straight to it. Right there. So shares of semiconductor and chip stocks, including Nvidia Corporation, are trading higher after Maxim's acquisition by Analog Devices was approved by Chinese antitrust officials. Overall tech strength also helped lift the sector today as well. Nvidia is the leading designer of graphic processing units that enhance the experience on computer platforms, blah, blah, blah. We're not here to talk about Nvidia, but what you need to know is the fact that they are the leader in it. You're going to damn well believe that if they have a big increase, the entire sector is going to have a big increase, because that's how it works. AMD, Nvidia, all of those companies, they're going to pull the whole sector up as a whole. And that's what happened today. Okay, now with that being said, Meta slingshotted off of this. I mean, basically you can say that they just took it and ran, which is great. I'm going to take it. Let's push on past all of this now that we've covered all of that data. Options chain. Now, if you remember correctly, I was freaking the hell out because we had 45,000 puts. Well, the shoe's on the other foot, and I'm freaking out again, guys. 31,000 calls, 4,000 puts. This is so bully. Oh my. This is 90, what did I put down? 90% calls, 10% puts. And here's the most interesting part of it all. We gained 16% today. The calls are through the freaking roof, and our implied volatility went down. How is that possible? I'm not going to complain. I'm not. I love it. IV is crucial, especially at times like this. We just watched our stock lift 16%. To know that the IV came down almost, what was that, 10, 15 points, I believe, maybe even more, 20 points from Friday. You're going to see investors flood into this stock. I would expect to see very similar numbers tomorrow in your calls and puts chain. I would definitely expect to see that. Reason being, IV's beautiful, and we had a heck of a green day. Very inviting. And you can also expect that being the reason why you see this right here, because of that. Let's move on. Back to the good old internet. Ortex. All right, so let's bring this up. Ortex runs a little slow for me, so I just kind of let it go until I get ready to show you guys. So here we go. We're up 1.85% on the day. Okay, this is live data. And I did get a little information about this. All of this information in here is absolutely live. This is today's information. There's no delay. All right. Up here there's delays. Down here there is not. Just wanted to clarify that. 1.85% up. That means that they increased their shorts. Shorts did not cover. They laid down some more. Returned of only 1 million, borrowed 1.63 million. Utilization almost 95%. It didn't really change. Cost to borrow still about the same. Days to cover, according to this, a little bit down. I think it's a little bit higher than that, but I could be wrong. We'll find out. Fintel's a little bit more accurate with that stuff. Shares on loan, still sitting right at that same number, it looks like. Of course, this is going to vary from day to day. This will probably update in the morning. And then down here, this is something we've been liking to look at lately, days on loan. We're at 14.2. It didn't change. This is, of course, at the end of Friday, where we will have to wait till tomorrow morning to see what today's data was. They don't update that until 7 a.m. tomorrow. That comes along with this data. All right. Pushing on past Ortex, right straight into Fintel. We love Fintel. We're going to refresh Fintel. That's the button. 1.56 days to cover. I thought so. Okay. So, our short squeeze score is at 50%. We're right in the middle again, which I'm going to expect to see this start climbing a little bit. In fact, I think at one point today it was up a little higher. I want to say at like 54, but again, could be wrong. Right here, Look at that, guys. There are no shares available to be shorted at this leading prime brokerage. 0 shares available. That means this stock is extremely hard to borrow. So you're going to start seeing this number climb. Now, right now it says NA, and that is because there's no shares available. Once the shares start coming back in, you'll see this number go up quite a bit. Sorry, had a slight distraction. So, like I was saying, what you're going to start to see is more than likely this number start to climb, as well as the cost to borrow. That's going to start going up quite a bit. So down here, let's see. Okay, so we're not fully updated, but we are a little bit updated. So as of today, FINRA volume, of course, accounts for usually half or more. Today, just about exactly half. The short volume was less than half today. And the reason for that is because the overall sector was strong. You're not going to see a lot of short positions moving in when the overall sector is moving strong because they know it's a losing game at that point. And remember, this isn't a person with their finger on a button. This is an algorithm. The algorithm reads these things. And that's one of the reasons why we as retail investors are getting screwed, because it can electronically sense this stuff, and then it can adjust its trades accordingly. And yes, we do have the ability to get some types of electronic algorithmic trading. I've actually got algorithmic scanners. But the fact is our algorithmic traders and scanners can't move near as fast and as well as these ones at the hedge funds. So it's a really unfair advantage. But basically what I was saying, because I get off on these tinges with manipulation, is the fact that this is a little bit lower is because we had a green day and the sector overall was green. Now, CBOE volume has not come in yet, and expect for that to be, in the options chain, low. We had a green great day. Our calls were outrageously awesome. I would expect this to end somewhere around the 47 to 51% range. I know that's a big range, but, it is what it is. Of course, this number hasn't changed because we have no updates, but this one did. So both days. And the reason being is, look at the calls, look at the puts we had, 45,000. Look at the calls we had, 35,000. That's why. That's why. There's your big change. And anytime you see a drastic jump in calls or puts, you're going to see your put-call ratio jump. Of course, that stays the same. That stays the same for a little while yet. Let's go to these short transactions. Let's hit refresh, see if it's updated. Terry's going to get it. Or he already released a video. I don't really know. Let's see here. Okay, so yeah, nothing happened. Didn't change. Let's go on over here. So this is for Friday. They shorted $1 million almost. I didn't highlight it. Sorry, guys. Let's get that highlighted. Almost $1 million. So $800,000 on Friday for 278,000 shares. Remember, this is transactions under $5,000. Anytime they want to stay under the radar, trade under $5,000 for shorts. That's all they got to do. And then we won't see it on Fintel and a lot of other places you go to look for information as well. I did notice earlier today, Exact Perspective put out a really cool tweet, and I'm going to go check out this site that he was on, something Chameleon. Exact, I know you're listening to the channel. Send me a DM with that in it for Twitter. I want to get on that. I want to read into that. It had some good dark pool data, and we need to get in on that. We need some dark pool data in here. All right. So today, buyers, boom, boom, we got 2. Click for advisories. Now, these are advisories I've told you guys about before. Ownership in the security, then positions not double counted, calculated. Okay, so basically, this is one of those things I was talking about with over here, with like Jefferies, Morgan Stanley, companies like that. Oops. They have subsidiary companies that they can push negative shares off to, they can push FTDs off to, basically screwing the system, fudging it around over and over and over again. Now, I'm not saying that all of them are that way. However, this is a very clear sign showing that they are a company that is associated with another company, and these shares wouldn't be double counted in their filings, their 13F filings. They won't double count them. So there's a chance that these could change up or down just because they are a subsidiary of another company. And of course, we're going to watch for that. Let's move on. Hey, looky there. No sellers, except for this. Still, if this is a typo, it is now Monday. We're 4 days away. Negative 90,000 shares. If that is not a freaking short position, if I've ever seen one, a blatant, synthetic short position, I don't know what is. But then again, I could be wrong, and I always tell everybody if I'm wrong, please let me know. As the channel grows, smarter people than me are going to be watching, and please tell me if I'm wrong. Inform me of what this is, too. Don't just tell me I'm wrong and be a douche. Just tell me I'm wrong and inform me what it is. I want to know. Sorry, I'm having a good time. It was a great day in the market today, right, guys? Let's see here. What's the next thing we want to look at? Meta news. Okay, so tomorrow, Police Security Expo. This is huge, guys. This is super huge. Now, this is not a catalyst. This is exposure for the company. They're going to go out there to this place. They've got a booth set up. This is the expo. If anybody is out in this area, wherever this is at, I want to say it's in California. Police Security Expo, August. Yeah, I don't know. Not exactly sure. Atlantic City, New Jersey. Oh, my. That's actually not too terribly far from where I'm at. A few hours away. I should learn how to read. Anyway, yeah. If anybody's out in this area and they want to go stop in. Go see the crew out there. We are booth 1548, which is right here. All right, it's right here. This is the main storage seminar areas here. There's a food court. So if you find the food, just backtrack back this way. We're about midway through 1548. Right here, Meta Shield, high transparent laser glare protection solution for officer helmet visors, face shields, riot shields, and goggles for field operations. This is going to be a big hit, guys. I'm telling you, this is going to be a big hit. This could lead to big news. This could lead to potential partnerships. This could lead to potential movement in the stock. All right, Twitter. George didn't really say much today on Twitter. This was from the other day. This is from Sunday. Just clearing stuff up. Basically letting everybody know that the Canadian listed shares, which merged with Torch, those holders do not receive a dividend. Instead, they got 1.845x their original shares. So they got a little bit more instead. No big deal in there. We basically knew that. Right over here to Meta. Nothing today either. Right here. And that's all I got on all of that good stuff. So looks like this video is going to come to a wrap up pretty quick. The last thing we got to talk about is going to be where are we going tomorrow. Now, so if you could tell right here on my chart, this is the 1 hour chart, and this is a descending or a downward channel that we have been in. Right here, this is what, about 8-9 days that we've been in this heavy downward channel. Now, don't get me wrong, we've been in a downward channel since we freaking merged. But this one here is very apparent, and it looks like we've just recently started to break out of it. Today was a big break, all right? Now, what I really want to see is for this to hold this break. Let's go ahead and zoom back in. Let's get to our 5 minutes. Let's get rid of this Fibonacci retracement here. We don't need that. I would like for it to come out and hold our level. Let's trade. If we go bull, which I really think we're going to go 335. We're going to make an immediate test of 340, 345. We're going to probably test 350 tomorrow. But again, we're going bull. If we hit 350, we're going to bounce off of it. That is going to be a very major level of resistance. If we can break through 350 after a bounce or two, expect a couple attempts. If we can break 350 and move up to the 365 channel, okay, I would love it if we could trade right in here for the rest of the day tomorrow and finish at 365 to 370 range. I'm sorry, 360 to 370 range. Super happy. I would be super happy. Now, with that being said, if we go bear, okay, here's your other alternative. Expect for a retracement down to the 315 range. I know, big gap, right? But you've got to look at how easy it was to get there, okay? So expect a 315 drop and hopefully catch and trade sideways with upwards momentum back to our open, possibly with a red close. So there's both directions. I didn't draw up on the chart just because my chart gets really messy with that on there. So just take what I say with a grain of salt. Like I always say, do your own DD. Put up some levels of resistance. Put up some levels of support. Toss up a Fibonacci retracement. Put some channels in there. Just play with it, guys. Eventually, you're going to get it right. There's so much information out there on YouTube and on the internet that it's easy to figure this stuff out. And if you have any questions, feel free to DM me on Twitter, on StockTwits. Just comment inside the comments here. Come to Reddit on the MMAT board. We do a lot of conversations on there. I'm very active with the community, so I am more than happy to answer questions. With that being said, I want to go ahead and give Sterling a shout out. I heard he's going to be having Chunk on his channel here pretty soon. I don't know if it's today, tomorrow, whenever. I just know it's this week. So make sure you check him out. Also go check out Terry at Buy the Dip. He bought some more Meta today, down at a lower number. Great for him. Wish I had some dry powder. I would buy some more too. Like, subscribe, comment below. Do what you got to do. Buy, hold, buy. Peace.